Hi, how you doing today? So I forgot to mention that I worked on the antenna, the free one I got a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't know when it was. When I picked up that free antenna, I took it out to the parents' house and put it all together inside and still couldn't hear Flagstaff police. That was the main focus of why I was bringing it out there. So as myself, I was carrying it around like a sword out there, trying to find a good hot spot to listen to it. And where I showed you, when was it? Thanksgiving time. Jeez, it's been that long since I filmed out there. I didn't film anything yesterday around there because I was just busy doing stuff. That'll be another day. But where that little hill is above the house there's like a little hill next to state land. I stood there trying to get a signal, and I had to move down probably another 50 feet. And I could barely hear it. And then I had to point the antenna toward Mount Eldon, which is a high peak in Flagstaff. And I could just hear one bar. It sounded good, but that told me exactly I was not going to hear it at the house. I've heard it one time, but it was really raining at that time, and the cloud cover made the signal bounce from there. It's like a radio bounce from the mountaintop to the clouds, back down into the ground. If you know about antennas and stuff, the signals do bounce off of clouds at some point, or ducting. I don't think it was ducting. I'm pretty sure it was the clouds, the effect of them. But yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to listen to Flagstaff police where the house is, because I was looking where the antenna. Even if I put it outside and run coax through the house, the attenuation of the signal is going to be lost in the coax of how weak the signal is anyway, of where it is. So I don't think that's possible to hear it. So I wanted to tell you, at least I did around, it's called DFing. Kind of. I mean, you search for a signal, and basically, if you point it toward the antenna, or this is how it worked for me, you point it up toward Eldon and Flagstaff, it picked it up. And I was watching the decode signal. It showed data, and then it showed the P25 signal, which shows that it was a good signal. But the data shows up beforehand, even before you get a signal. You have to know about radios to understand kind of what I'm talking about. There's a signal, there's a data signal, and then there's a voice signal. The data signal will show up before the voice does on a weak signal. It shows DAT on my screen before the voice signal, till it gets a good signal for the voice to carry over. That's kind of how you know where you've got a digital signal. So that's happened yesterday. Today, so far, I've baked some banana bread. Had some already for breakfast. And really windy out. I had plans to go out and hopefully did some yard work, but that's not happening. Maybe we'll look in the grow box again. The two new plants, the tobacco isn't doing too well. I know myself, it was the soil that was too wet. The 4 that I planted, or 5, are doing fairly well. In the first batch that I showed you, the second one was too wet of a soil, and I'm pretty sure the roots couldn't breathe. I was just trying to see if a wet soil that they were in, because it was standing water basically where the plants are. It's that wet in there. But putting them in a new container with wet soil isn't working. So, and the other plants are, still surviving. The cantaloupe is not doing too well. The three on the top shelf. So maybe later on, I'll give you another tour of the tour box. Yeah, grow box, and show you the two new zucchini plants. I probably have to give them a little water. They were sitting in the car all day yesterday, a hot car, so it's not good for the plants. But so yeah, that's what's going on. I can't do anything outside right now. It's still windy out. So I'll show you that in a few here. Check it out, the javelina, Rebecca. Thing's huge. Heard some noise out here. Had to run in and get my camera. It's got to be at least 125, 150 pounds. Well, I just happened to catch that last night with the javelinas. Yes, it's the next morning. Sorry I didn't vlog much yesterday. Well, part of today, whatever. Spent playing Minecraft. I was building things all day and all night. I got it built and got it running, so I got a few more things. But enough of that. Javelina were an unexpected visit in the neighborhood. The one I videoed was the male. The female I couldn't get on camera. She was too skittish, and she heard me and smelt me. She was sniffing, and then she ran away, and I was standing still. So they were perusing the neighborhood, eating everything they could of everyone's plants. They haven't touched mine yet, which is a good thing. So let's have a look at the grow box, and we'll call it a day for today, I guess. Unless something else happens later on. I'll show you the new plants and show you what's dying off, which it's my own fault. So this is the other zucchini. Yeah, zucchini. What am I thinking? Tobacco that I planted. The soil was too wet, so the roots couldn't breathe. That's exactly what happened from that. The soil should be moist, but not sopping wet. You can see this one survived, well, somewhat. And this one's not doing too well. And that's it. Well, that might come back. I might rip off the old leaves off the bottom. These are the seed leaves on that. Nothing really happening to the zucchini that I know of. Let me look here. I doubt it. No, not really. Maybe I should cover that up with dirt. I don't know. I've never grown zucchini before. And you can kind of see little green ones. I don't know. I was debating of, covering it up and seeing if that would help. Just put a thin layer of soil on that. These are my tomatoes. They're not, they're still looking good. I mean, but they haven't really, grown much since I did that the other day. It's been a few days, too. Maybe a little growth on those. The tobacco is, probably needs to be transplanted out some more as it's coming up over. I haven't even watered that at all. I guess I should. Cantaloupe is dead. there might be a green leaf, but I'm going to plant those seeds out in the dirt into the front yard and not worry about trying to start any more. And down here we have the peppers. Those are looking good. I'm waiting for the leaves to just get a little bit taller. The stems, the roots, you know, the stem and the leaves. So those are, you know, they're looking good, but I'll bury those. The other cantaloupe, I guess I haven't looked down here. I guess I should water them. That has some green to it. Soil is still just, you know, it's kind of dry now. I was going to say it was barely moist, but it needs water. Maybe the soil's not deep enough for the plants. Maybe I'll put that one out when it gets warmer. It still isn't. It's still in the 40s. I don't know if it hit the high 30s, but it still isn't warm enough. That's one zucchini plant. Oh, it opened up. That center leaf wasn't even opened the other day. So that is what they grew. No chemicals, no nothing. Just in peat moss. And, you know, I don't have to worry about, you know, commercial fertilizer or anything. These I might put these on the top away from the light. I'm not too sure why it's kind of yellow. They weren't last year. There's some nice green on them too. But they're still alive, so that's a good thing. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. And my other zucchini plant, I think I'm going to put the tobacco out of the light. That one I bought. And these are the other peppers. So they're finally starting to grow. I mean, these ones aren't doing as well, but they're still alive, so that's a good thing. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole grow box. Yeah. Waiting for that leaf, that center leaf, to open up. And when it gets warm enough, I'll transplant them. Well, I'll put them on the porch to harden off. We'll talk about hardening off when the weather gets warm enough, and I'll show that. And yeah, that's the grow box. Just a short one. I don't want to keep you. Give you a quick update of what's happening with it. Some plants are looking good, some aren't. You know, that's gardening. You know, you're not going to have you know, perfect growing all the time, and I show you that. I show you how my plants die, and you know what happened, what I did, and why it happened. I figured it out myself of you know, what the cause was, and I know it was too much water in one. You know, so I'm going to put the tobacco in the shaded part, probably on the top, and see if that helps out, because that's where the other tobacco is. It's not in direct light. It's off to the side where the light is off, and it's doing, you know, it's all green. It's not this yellow color on the leaves. So we'll see if that helps. So if you're new, please subscribe, please comment, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.